Hello, everyone, and welcome back for another installment of Terms and Conditions Showrunner Commentary with me, Desera Page. I am the writer and creator, showrunner of Terms and Conditions. This episode was really interesting because our star, S.J. Mendelson, um, she goes under the name of the moniker, of Ma Kitty as her comedian moniker. And as Ma Kitty, she actually has a cooking show. So we wanted to really incorporate that into the story. Since she is the inspiration of the whole series. And so to really keep it real and keep it relevant to her. Now, side story, she was actually really a little concerned about us having an episode about this because the idea of the episode was that actually, as we're going to find out in a second, that Barb actually does not know how to cook. Um, and it was mentioned by Penny a few minutes ago, but we're actually going to see that. And SJ was really worried because her cooking show, she's really serious. She's really seriously doing a cooking show. And so she didn't want to give the wrong impression. So there was a lot of conversation and back and forth with her. And, finally she trusted us and went with it. And so, and we really wanted to be inspired by her life, but not really kind of like making it autobiography, like an autobiography. So that was one of the reasons why we decided to go into this direction with this particular episode because we didn't really want it to feel real to her, So and we wanted her to really have fun with it, and look, this right here, I think I mentioned in the last installment of this that Dustin eventually will come out as gay, and that was one moment where we were giving a little hint of it when he was spraying Tate down. And so that was really kind of a fun little carrot, so to speak. And so here we go with Barb. We just really wanted her to lean into it. Was more of her jumping on the bandwagon, not really knowing what she's doing, but kind of following all the things that actors today are now doing to kind of gain a following and start creating a community of their own, trying to, get their star meter, on IMDb to go higher by, building their Instagram, their YouTube, all of these things to that at the time. And still, maybe not as much today, but definitely when we made this at the time, a lot of people, casting directors would look at your Instagram or look how many followers you have on subscribers you have on YouTube, these kinds of things. So she's kind of doing her research, but not really. She's not really into it. It was just, she heard it somewhere. And so then it was like, okay, I'm going to do this. And so we really want to lean into that as well, because that's really Barb. She's just kind of like in it. I'm going to do it. And she doesn't really think about it. She's just, she's going for it and going for the gusto. And this moment right here, we thought could be really fun when the meat kind of flies in her face. And she has the little joke of, it's not the first time she's had any meat in her face. So this right here, we really wanted to lean into her being a really, really bad cook. And she knows it, So she's, even though, she's playing like, okay, this is really real, or this is, I'm making something, but she's just kind of going through the motions. And she does understand that she's a bad cook, which is then why she brings in Tate for the next moment with this little mock party, because she also understands, sex sells, and, he's the eye candy. And so she's playing up that, as well as, her personality, and really leaning into that, and just kind of marketing her brand. And yes, God, that looks so awful. And then this moment here with Penny falling out because, she didn't know what she was getting into, and, this was supposed to be hours of her. And then we had this idea that we would have this kind of Keystone Cop moment with Dustin and the Korean grocer. And, we thought that would be really hilarious, that we just have this random guy running around in the house, kind of like giving us a little Charlie Chaplin, moment, and a kind of a homage to that. But, and then the fact that she only got 4 views, in what she says is like, oh, it's only been 3 weeks. And it's, so it's like, okay. But really. So I hope this was an interesting peek behind the scenes. Thank you for joining me. For more tea on creating the series, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Until next time, I'm Desira Page saying, you're never too old to have some fun. Bye.